Here we are on a Friday again, Portland today, and you're taking a look at the family of Trey Foote. Here we go. Actually, Ashley was in that first shot, Ashley.
That's cool.
Trey Foote, many of our viewers who've been watching Channel 8 for a lot of years may remember his story. 10 years ago, he was a Vancouver teen that died of a rare form of bone cancer. That was back in 2006. And as you can imagine, any family that loses a child can't imagine a worse scenario for their family, but yet they keep his memory alive, they push on, and they bring attention to fighting childhood cancer. And we welcome both mom and dad, Lee and Jim, to the couch today, along with Dr. James Keller from OHSU.
Children's Cancer Therapy Development Institute.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that coming here today and talking about remembering your son 10 years ago. The question I had for you, Jim and Lee, for starters was, I can't imagine losing one of my children. I always think to myself, I would shut it down. Maybe you don't do that when it actually happens. Obviously, you haven't. When did you say, you know what, we're going to make a positive out of this most negative thing?
Well, as soon as he passed away, and even before, during his fight, we decided that that this was what God allowed to happen, and we were going to be positive about it. And then when he passed away, we thought the money that we had been saving for him to go to college, that we wanted to pay it forward and help other kids in their future education. So we set up the foundation in order to do that and to continue the fight for a cure for cancer, because he could no longer fight.
And that's the Trey Foote Foundation. Tell us about the mission of the foundation. It is so neat.
So the mission of the foundation is really threefold. It is to advance cancer research. We've generously funded both Dornbecker Children's Hospital and the Children's Cancer Therapy Development Institute, Dr. Keller. Dr. Keller and I have been associated for, gosh, about 9 years. And in fact, I met him on a run. I was wearing a Trey shirt, and he said, tell me a little bit about that. But the second mission is to give scholarships, and so we give an annual scholarship. And then the third is really to raise education and awareness about pediatric cancer. I mean, the reality is treatments for pediatric cancer haven't changed in over 25 years. And, you know, you know, just last month, Sam Day, another kid, courageously fought cancer and died. And so it's really trying to bring focus and attention to childhood cancer.
I want to bring Dr. Keller into the mix. We mentioned this form of bone cancer that Trey battled as being a rare form of bone cancer, but at the same time you said it is the most common form of bone cancer that children in the United States deal with?
Oh, that's true. So there's two forms. There's what Sam had, Ewing sarcoma, and then there's osteosarcoma that Trey had. And you know, the great thing is that most childhood cancers are treatable and curable, 80% are, but there are 1 in 5 kids who face the same type of diagnosis that either Sam or Trey had, and their outcome has remained the same since roughly 1992. But I think one of the things that inspires me is the memory of Trey and the courage of the families to work with us, work with the scientists, really finds a new way to develop therapies and move things from just discovery but into clinical trials.
And Dr. Keller, what type of a need for this research is there?
Oh, there's tremendous need. So there's always new discoveries, but there's a cycle of discovery that also, if you add a little bit of accountability with the families to say, hey, you know, how do you take this breakthrough and turn it into a clinical trial? I think that's where things happen. And so with the Children's Cancer Therapy Development Institute, which is a nonprofit biotech startup, we've been able to move in the last 19 months two drugs from 2 discoveries into national clinical trials. And that's through the kind of work that we do with Lee and with Jim.
Doing great work.
Cool game tonight out there at Skyview. Your son's memory will be honored yet again. Maybe I can let the two of you describe what's going to happen at the Skyview game tonight, the Higgins Bowl in Vancouver.
Yeah. So it is the 10-year anniversary of Trey's death, and the team and the alumni have asked us to come out. And so between the first and the second quarters, us and our foundation board are going to be out on the field. And I believe the stands are going to be filled with Trey shirts. And we're really excited about that.
We appreciate the couch being filled with the Trey shirts today.
Absolutely. And
cool.
I just got to say, Lee, your face just lit up when Drew asked about the game. What is it like to go there and see your community, the students? It's got to be emotional.
It is. It is. We've had tremendous support over the years, not only when Trey was going through treatment, but even after his passing. And we feel that It's overwhelming. It's so exciting though to see the Trey shirts, because those kids, obviously Trey's life impacted their life, and that makes a mom's heart very happy.
I think it's pretty cool. Obviously, you're keeping your son's memory alive. It's so awesome. But I have to believe, Doctor, that they are also inspiring other parents, because not all parents would be able to handle news of this nature this way. Am I right?
Oh, they're definitely unique individuals. So it's, I mean that in the very best way.
I understood what you meant. Stick around if you guys want to, because coming up next, we're going to get some facials. I don't know if you want a facial before tonight's football game or not. But